everyone, this is Maria and it's Monday morning. It's a little bit after 9 a.m. and I'm headed to Corona, California for my writers group. I belong to a new writers group now, you guys, so I'm really excited. I like it. And so today I'm going to be reading 2 Titanic monologues, and I like to tape it, you guys. I like to film it if they let me. So I've got my monologues in here. I'm at Joey's work right now. He made me the copies, and look what else he gave me to share with the girls. And so they're Girl Scout cookies. So yay, Girl Scout cookies are here, and these are the lemon ones. I'm working on a collection of monologues of Titanic, the RMS Titanic, the ship that sank. Father Thomas Russell David Biles, 41 years old, second class, perished. My brother William had requested I officiate at his wedding, so I left my flock at St. Helens in blessed hands and set sail for New York. My good friend Monsignor Watson had entrusted me with his portable altar stone to celebrate Mass whilst at sea. It was Low Sunday, 7 days after our Lord rose from his tomb, that I and another priest from Lithuania celebrated God's Word in English, French, German, and Hungarian to passengers in second and third class. We spoke of how just as men needed a lifebelt to save themselves in an actual shipwreck, men also needed a spiritual lifeboat in the shape of a prayer to save their souls. For no man knows his final hour. Not even I knew that I was living mine. Up until the end, I absolved them of their sins, thundered prayers above their cries as the ocean rose to meet us, its merciless waves sweeping humanity away. Soon we humbly climbed aboard a lifeboat built of hundreds of our prayers, with more than enough room for all souls, and together we rowed toward glory. Note: Father Biles was on his way to New York to officiate at his youngest brother's wedding. He was to set sail on a different ship, but due to a coal strike, his ticket was transferred to the RMS Titanic. His body was not among those recovered. A photograph of Father Biles hangs at St. Helens, Ongar, Essex. There is also a memorial door at the church for the beloved priest. William Biles, brother of Father Thomas Russell David Biles. Late into the cold night, rain batters against my umbrella as my fiancé and I wait with thousands of other hopefuls at Cunard's Pier 54. I cling to hope until the last of Titanic's survivors disembark the Carpathia. Lowering my gaze, I silently weep. Oh, darling, Catherine holds me. Let's go now. We drive to her family's home in Brooklyn, but for the next 2 days, I check the list of survivors, clinging to hope I'll find Russell. Though in my heart, I know he would never abandon others in their final hour. My eldest brother, Father Thomas Russell Biles, was to marry Catherine and I at St. Augustine's on Sunday. 2,000 guests are expected to attend. We consider rescheduling, but Catherine's mother says it will only bring us bad luck. With grieving hearts, we decide to proceed with our plans, but because of the circumstances, we cancel most of the invitations. Reverend William McGinnis, a longtime friend of Catherine's family, agrees to officiate at a private ceremony. On April 21st, a small group of family and friends gather at St. Paul's Church. Catherine looks like an angel in her white satin gown. I squeeze her warm hands. She squeezes mine back. As the priest blesses our marriage, I imagine my brother standing before us, joyously giving us God's blessing. My beautiful bride meets my kiss. Then as Reverend McGinnis announces us husband and wife, church bells remain respectfully silent, just as we requested. Following the ceremony, we hurry home and change into our mourning clothes, then gather again at St. Paul's, where the church rector, Father Flannery, delivers their funeral mass for the repose of Russell's soul. After the service, we solemnly file out of the church. Then Catherine and I pay a visit at St. Vincent's Hospital, where we speak with Titanic survivors, who recall seeing my brother throughout the voyage. Russell led third-class passengers up the stairs to the upper deck, giving women and children words of encouragement as he helped them into the boats. A woman remembers how a sailor more than once urged Russell to get into a lifeboat to save himself. He refused and returned to the passengers left on deck, absolving them of their wrongdoings and leading them in the rosary. Imagine all of those poor people praying the rosary, Our Lady at the other end pulling some into lifeboats and others to hear the happy command, "Enter thou into the joy of the Lord." Note: William Biles emigrated from England to New York, where he met Catherine Russell. He was especially close to his eldest brother, Russell, who was a Catholic priest. His brother agreed to make the journey to America and marry the couple, Months after the tragedy, William and Catherine traveled to Rome, where they met with Pope Pius X, who declared Father Thomas Russell David Biles a martyr for the Catholic Church.
On the first page of the William Biles one,
Okay.
I thought there should be a period after "Oh, darling."
Oh, darling.
I put Catherine holds me first.
Oh, okay.
Either way.
All right.
I was so caught up in it. I didn't think that
Oh, thanks.
it was good. I think this one is really good.
Okay. And they're both told a little bit differently, also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Different point of
No,
view.
they're both good. I like them both.
Thanks.
I just can't imagine it happening.
I know. Yeah, they're both terrific, Maria. I just had some little nitties.
Okay.
I took some commas out, put some in. You can look at those on the page. I did move the Catherine holds me. Oh, darling, let's go now.
Okay.
So that you don't, because
All right.
you can't hold words. Second stanza down there, second line,
Mm-hmm.
was to marry Catherine and me.
Oh, okay. I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see, it's mostly just commas. Oh, last page of that one.
Okay.
You've got an extra space between urged and Roussel, or Russell, however you say his name,
Okay.
on the second line.
Urged. Where was that?
Second line.
Second line. Oh, okay. Urge
Urged.
Russell to get into a
there's
lifeboat.
this
Yeah.
extra space.
Oh,
between
okay.
the
I
words.
see.
And then I took some, as I say, just commas mostly on that
Okay.
one.
All righty.
Okay, the other one. Again, I took some commas out and put them in. But
Okay.
the only real change I made was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines up from the bottom.
Okay. 6
For
lines.
no
1,
man
2, 3,
knows
4.
his final hour,
Right.
period.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Capital N.
Okay. All righty.
Other than that was it.
Well, from an outsider just looking at it for the first time, it's very interesting.
Okay.
It's very emotional, you know, you can feel the kind of emotional piece of it coming through.
What I'm talking about is on the father.
Oh,
Thomas one.
okay. Okay.
1,
Oh,
2,
mass.
3, 4,
All right.
5, to celebrate mass while at sea. Okay, they're not.
Oh,
they don't
okay.
know anybody's dead yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So I would say a capital, right?
yeah.
Okay.
And I can't remember if you mentioned it anywhere else on either of them.
I think
Uh,
on the other
Funeral
one.
mass.
Yeah,
you
funeral
have
mass.
capital in there.
Okay. Thomas is his name that he took as he entered the priesthood. It's a saint's name. So you choose a saint's name. And so,
you need to explain that.
yeah, so I'll put that back. I had that in the notes and then I took it out. So I'll go ahead and put that back.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not his given name when he was born.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Because that's a good question. I'm glad you brought that up.
They climbed into a lifeboat and then they rode together to our glory, which I thought was too dramatic, and I didn't understand what you were saying. Then later on, you know, I figured, okay, he must have died later, because you had said he perished. That, to me, that was confusing. Somehow I think you need to make it clearer.
Okay.
A spiritual lifeboat, or
Maybe, you know what?
We rode together and entered
Let's-
the glory.
I could
yeah,
put in
good
a
point, too.
spiritual lifeboat because
Yeah.
that's what his sermon was about.
right?
And so I'll go ahead and
You can
that
just
will
say you
tie
can
it all
say,
up.
I guess aboard a spiritual lifeboat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had to read that several times because I was confused. Did he really get in a lifeboat and then it sank?
So we put
Yeah.
soon we humbly climbed aboard a spiritual lifeboat, right?
That might
Yeah.
work.
I
yeah.
like that better. That's much clearer.
Yeah, because otherwise I'm thinking, okay,
See, you guys, that's why I come to critique.
but that was very impressive. And then the second one,
I would capitalize glory so you know.
Okay.
oh,
Capitalize
that's a good
glory.
idea too.
All right.
William Biles,
Mm-hmm.
on the first stanza where it says, "Oh, darling,"
Yes.
then you just have a period.
That's what I said. I moved Catherine holds me first.
I put "Oh, darling," and then I put ellipses. Catherine holds me. Let's go now.
Okay.
But either way.
That would work too.
I thought the next stanza was very touching, especially the last few lines.
So sad.
Yes, yes. I thought that was really,
There was so many people out there waiting for this ship. I think thousands. I don't know the exact number, but I think it was thousands. It was raining and it was cold. And so here comes the Carpathia that everybody is waiting for and still hoping that their loved ones are on there. And guess what? The White Star Line wants them to go to the White Star dock first, drop off all the lifeboats first, and then they get to go back to, the Cunard dock area. So it's like it was more torture for these people.
Drop off all the lifeboats?
Yes,
What do
yes,
you mean?
because the Carpathia collected all of the lifeboats that these
Oh,
survivors
they wanted the
wanted.
ship to go. I thought you meant they wanted all the
No,
people
they
on the
wanted
dock to
no,
go.
they wanted the ship Carpathia to go there first to the White Star dock, drop off the lifeboats. They took them, and then they got to go back to the Cunard
Oh, wow.
dock area. So this is
Gee.
like real torture for these people that are
Yeah,
waiting out
no
there,
kidding.
even if they know that there are only like 705 or something like that survivors, out of 2,200, so, but they're thinking maybe, maybe they're on that
Yeah,
ship.
in this day and age, you'd know who the
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't pick that up when I read this. It says I wait, so I just figured it was the normal waiting time. Do you wanna maybe bring that in and make it more dramatic?
I
it's
could do
really
that.
That's a good point.
I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. I'm just assuming at this point in my book that maybe, unless people read this as a single, that they'll know that the Carpathia is coming, where they are coming, why they're there, so.
Well, it says waiting for the survivors, so I don't think you need to change.
No,
Okay.
but I think she means about
Just make
the
it
fact that it
dramatic.
had to go to the other dock first.
Oh, I
Right.
could actually put that in the
Oh,
notes then.
agonizing that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could
That
put
would
that
be
in the notes
important,
then.
I think. That
Yeah.
would make it even more dramatic.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it in the notes. I'd put it in his. We're waiting
Well,
even longer.
he doesn't. I don't think they know
They probably
though the
wouldn't know.
people that are
Oh,
there.
okay, they don't
I
know
mean,
that
this
the
is
ship's
what's
in?
in the
No,
history.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if
Yeah.
you try to put it in here, it's gonna
Unless
slow
he
it
knew
down.
it.
It might take away from the emotion and
Immediacy,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but thanks. I'll put that in the notes.
Okay. Then,
Okay, that's it.
no, I haven't
Oh, okay.
finished
All right.
that last stanza.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a comment there too after your Benji.
Fifth line.
Okay.
Imagine all of those poor people at prayer, because you just have rosary on the line before.
Okay.
At the end of the line before.
okay.
So, and then you take out the rosary, take it out, and then Our Lady at the other end pulling some
Yeah.
into lifeboats. I didn't understand
I didn't
that.
understand that line either. Now
I
I
did.
had a question.
I
about
did.
that.
I'm
not
I
even
mentioned
Catholic.
that.
This is directly from his letter home and
It
to
was
his
the
mother-in-law.
and others to hear the happy command. That's what.
Yeah, and I didn't understand that either.
Off there.
And others to hear the happy
I know.
command.
But this is what he wrote home to his mother-in-law.
word for word.
Yes. Yes. Uh-huh.
But it doesn't make sense.
Yes,
Yeah.
It made sense to me, but maybe because
Makes
I'm
sense to me.
Catholic.
What is it?
Yeah,
Well, I
I'm not
understand
Catholic.
Our Lady,
okay.
but pulling some into lifeboats?
And others to hear the happy command. Are you pulling others to hear the happy command?
See, Our Lady is, because they're praying the rosary, and so Jesus' mother, Mother Mary, is Our Lady.
Yeah, I
And
understand
I
so,
understand
but
that.
so she is with the prayers of the rosary. Some are being saved and they're being pulled into lifeboats,
I got
and
it.
others have been chosen to hear the happy command. Of enter thou into the joy of the
Well,
Lord.
then I think you need the word chosen in there. There's something missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
I was even thinking pulling
Okay.
somewhat into lifeboats. I mean,
But if this is his words,
Yeah.
his
I'm not
words,
sure you should change them.
I don't think I should change it.
clarity's important, and
Yeah.
you've
It
changed
is,
other.
it is.
Imagine all
I'm
those
thinking,
poor
you guys.
people praying the rosary. Is that direct quote?
Yes.
Well, then you
Maybe
may.
you could put it in the notes that
Okay.
that this was his last words or whatever, his direct quote. That from
This
a
is
letter he wrote
this
home.
is Williams, and he wrote that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you should mess with what somebody actually said.
Okay.
There was two of us then that didn't completely
Okay.
understand that at all. I knew what Our Lady meant.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Our Lady pulling some into lifeboats. It was the and others to hear the happy command. She's pulling others to hear the happy command.
Yeah. Some get to go in lifeboats and some
But
don't.
you don't pull others to hear.
Yeah.
The
No,
grammar is off.
okay, but because the grammar is off, because this is like over 100 years ago.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
If you put it in brackets to clarify what he meant was she's pulling some into lifeboats while choosing others to hear the happy command.
Okay.
Put while choosing in brackets,
Okay.
and then we know it's your words.
Yeah.
You've added in.
Okay.
It's very dramatic.
Okay.
Very.
Okay.
Yeah. It is.
Woo.
Good job.
Thanks, you guys. Hey, guys. Now I get to go home and put in all of these edits and think about things.